Hi guys, Mary here. In our recent videos we delved into the basics of Tier 1 and 2 production of Mekanism. Today we're diving into the Tier 3 production, featuring the thermal evaporation plant, the chemical infuser and the chemical injection chamber. If you're curious about what you can do with these and how they work, stick around and let's get started. If you set up your Tier 2 production like I did in the last video, you can seamlessly integrate some of it into the Tier 3 production here. Let's kick things off with this multi-block here. Here we have the thermal evaporation plant. This beauty creates brine due to heat, but you'll catch just a glimpse of it because it's quickly pumped away. Now, how to build this? First, we need a water source. I've opted for the electric pump instead of the sink, just to showcase Mekanism's versatility. The electric pump needs power, which I'm drawing from our multi-block. This pump continuously pushes water into the evaporator. So how we do construct this multi-block? First, we lay down the thermal evaporation block in a 4x4 area. 4x4. So, like this. Above that, we place an outer wall that wraps around, so allowing us to add modules on the top. I attach my valve here and here, and the controller I like here, and the rest is filled with those blocks. Solar generators into the corner, like this. So, voila, our multi-block is ready. Crucial point here, the standard version would have another block at the corner instead of the solar generators. I advise against it. While it would still function, you'd get separate power through the walls, but the heat generated by the generators, which is what we need, depends on the biome it's in. In simple terms, it wouldn't work well in a snowy biome, but excellently in a desert biome. Since we want our evaporator to be biome independent, I recommend going for the version with solar generators. Here we can connect pipes to the valve, so, and click on the controller and you can see brine is produced. This setup is designed to create brine from temperatures combined with electricity. We then lead it with a mechanical pipe into our first machine of the Tier 3 production, the electrolytic separator. The electrolytic separator takes this brine and splits it into sodium and chlorine, as you can briefly see here. We don't need the sodium in our case. As I explained in the last video, we choose dumping excess to keep the machine running. Otherwise it will stop working when this side is full. We then route the chlorine into the chemical infuser. The chemical infuser needs hydrogen, which we can grab from our Tier 2 production setup from the last time. From our electrolyzer. So, hydrogen is produced there, which we didn't need the last time, but we do now. So the hydrogen is fed into the chemical infuser, where it reacts with our chlorine to create hydrogen chloride. We'll ignore this part for now, it's reserved for the later Tier 4 production. Here we have a pressurized tube heading towards the chemical injection chamber, where we now have the hydrogen chloride and raw gold. I'm using gold as an example, but you can use other ores. You don't have to use gold. Alright, with the hydrogen chloride and raw gold we create gold shards, schematically represented here. We then lead them into the purification chamber, here, there, and in the purification chamber the gold shards are further processed. The result is gold clumps, which we then direct here into the crusher. As you're familiar with, this is processed again into dirty gold dust and later into gold dust in the enrichment chamber. Regarding the cables, it's crucial to know that we're using different pipes and tubes now. We have the ultimate mechanical pipe and the pressurized tube, both at their maximum tier, Tier 4. If you're uncertain whether it's a liquid or a gas or whatever, use the configurator. Crouch and hold it over the pipe, and normally you would see it's brine and it's a fluid, but it's so fast we can see it right now. But brine is a liquid, and for liquids we need a mechanical pipe. However, from the electrolyzer to the chemical infuser, we use a pressurized tube because we're dealing with a gas. You can also verify this on the electrolyzer, still holding the configurator, crouching and pointing on the machine. Here you can see the machine receives power, liquid brine and two gases, sodium and chlorine. Configurations are essential to ensure everything works. On the right I have a gas configuration. I'm crouching and scrolling with the mouse wheel to the function gas. On the other side, I have liquid. I always scroll to the right configuration, as you can see on the bottom left. It might seem a bit complex initially, but after doing this a few times it becomes quite simple. To wrap this up, let's look from the electrolyzer to the chemical infuser. Hydrogen, being a gas, requires a pressurized tube. From the chemical infuser to the chemical injection chamber, hydrogen chloride, also a gas, needs a pressurized tube. So definitely use a configurator. Here you can see I'm currently in liquid mode with the configurator, and I don't have configuration options on the chemical infuser because it currently only has gas in it. However, if I switch to gas mode, you'll see I have configuration options again. Now let me show you the biggest possible evaporation plant. It has width and length of 4x4, but it's 18 blocks tall. Accordingly, we have a much higher temperature and production. Let's take a quick peek from above. The water is filled to the top, ensure excellent cooling. Water comes through these three sinks, and we get a massive amount of brine. Alright guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope it was helpful and sparked your curiosity about this fantastic mod or assisted you with any problem. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and throw a like my way. Until next time. As you're familiar with this, as you're familiar with, this is proceeds again into Gertie. Das Wort schon wieder, Gertie. Schematic, ich kann es nicht aussprechen. Keine Chance. Warum kann ich das nicht aussprechen?
Schematically.
Schematically, okay. Schwierig. Schematically. Bitte was?
Schematically.
Wirklich? Schematically represented. Noch schlimmer. Schematically represented here. Kann ich bitte das ganze Wort haben? Ich kann es nicht aussprechen.
Schematically represented.
Oh, okay. Bitte nochmal.
Schematically represented.
Okay. Oh mein Gott. Runtergefallen.